All right, guys, let's do a quick midday recap here before I take a short lunch break and then get ready to trade the close with you guys. All right, let's start right from the top. First few ideas we had this morning. From the watch list, we had NVFY, going to watch that 425 area for possible shorts. We were kind of looking again at more or less using the 5-minute chart, use that 50 EMA. And then on the 15-minute chart, you can see that kind of descending pattern where it's really rejecting it. So I was kind of hoping for a bit more of a push. I was actually thinking more towards 35 for this 15-minute chart, but it kind of rejected 25. And unfortunately for this one, it just got really difficult to get a fill because the short sell restriction was on. I was a little bit reluctant to short into the 25 area because I did think that based on the 15, we could see 35 potentially, or even a retest of 50 or red to green. So I stayed away from that front part of it. And then the only way I could get a fill once it rolled over was to try to get a lower high. So I actually only ended up with a 14 average, not really great. There was a quick wash down to 6. I covered a little bit, but the rest of it, I just stopped out at 11 for a small gain. So it really wasn't much of a trade there. But I only really covered it up because it's just consolidating down here near 4, and when I go to lunch, I don't really want to get stuck in a short cover rally or anything like that. I'll revisit this one later, but I still think that over the next day or two, maybe even today, we'll see it at 370. So I'm going to keep it on my list and keep watching it for that descending short wedge pattern on the hourly and 15-minute charts. Okay. Other trade today was IMBT. This one was fairly straightforward. Everyone knows the stock is pretty much useless. You can see in the daily chart, it very seldomly holds its gains. So as soon as it hit our scanner, we were all stocking it for a short. Pretty standard VWAP rejection play. Stay away from the front side, wait for the lower highs, wait for the rejection of VWAP. And the target on this one I had was like a 40 wash and then a 36, but it pretty much gave the whole move back, hit a low of 31 off that move. So that was pretty straightforward. CRBP. Before I do CRBP, ABXL was actually, this is a more interesting one because this is more of a price action Q play. And I'll explain to you, just because over the stream, you might not catch everything in the moment. So let's just go over this one really quick. The idea this morning was based on this 395 basing action and the fact that every time the stock has a headline, it has a nice run. I just like that pre-market. It was holding that 395 level, and it gives you a nice low risk area for for a small long, assuming it's going to pop off the open. So I was kind of thinking, although I didn't grab it, unfortunately, I was kind of thinking that much like CRBP, which I'll get into in a minute, gives you a low risk area to risk from, and then it gives you a great reward on versus the risk. So in this case, 95 is a pretty clear support area. And right off the open, it spiked. So anyone that was in 95 or even anywhere from 95 to 405, a really nice risk reward trade on that opening pop. My plan was to watch this one for higher low to form. And the only reason I wasn't super bearish on it off the open was simply because every other day in the last few weeks that it's had a headline, it's caught early shorts and then squeezed all day. And then I would short it late day, so into the end of the day. But today was a little different. I'll show you what triggered me in for this one. Through the 410 area was the breakout. So you can see 410 was the prior pre-market high. 395 support. We had a nice volume push off the open. It hit all the way up to 425. I was looking for this to hold a higher low, at the very least 408, right around that 9 EMA line. But I wanted to see it hold 410 if it was going to show us any strength. Came back down right off this pop. Came right back down, and it didn't even bounce off 410. It went right through it, and then it didn't even bounce off the 9 EMA. It just showed a lot of weakness. This wasn't really a big trade for me because, I wasn't shorting the front side, and there wasn't a whole lot of meat. But that rejection, let me just show you on the 1-minute chart. Might be a little easier to see, but that second, just like the other two trades today, guys. This breakthrough 9 EMA and then that rejection of VWAP right there, that inability to get back over 410, which was the prior breakout level, is such a huge sign of weakness, especially this early in the day. So that should trigger you in for a short if you have the shares available. And that was that one. Other than that, the big momentum play of the morning was CRBP. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to Jerry in chat, because he actually identified and asked about this one at 783 before the volume or any of the momentum came out. He identified that cup and handle pattern, the same one we talk about every day. And it was pretty much a picture perfect breakout. I don't think anyone expected this much crazy action from it, but this is a great example of what I would call a multi-time frame breakout. And these are usually the best kinds of long trades you can take. And I mean, if you're looking for a way to really increase your probability of winning trades, try focusing on just one setup. And this is the setup we try to get you to focus on, especially for newer traders, because my shorting techniques are a little more advanced. But this setup is typically, I mean, I'm just going to go over it and show you exactly what I like to look for. Now, for me and JB, we do usually require a little more volume in these, and this is why I didn't get triggered in early. But I did like the risk reward, man. Like, Jerry, you really nailed it, man. This is the kind of trade you should be looking for every time, where you can get in. For example, 83 to 85, there's a clear defined risk level at 80. So we're talking about like a 5-cent risk, maybe 7 cents if there's a little slippage. And what you're looking for is just that test a 90 and then that higher low right there. And now look at the volume. Look at that next volume bar as it broke through that 90 area. Just an explosive momentum move. Now I'm going to show you where the multi-time frame comes in. First, we're taking a look at a 1-minute chart right here. 80 support, 90 resistance, cup and handle breakout. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. Sorry, it's back here. We have that 780 support. Here it is again. 780 support, cup and handle, breakout. Hourly chart, zoom it way out, all the way back to early September. 780. Big cup and breakout. Daily chart up top here, same deal. Big top at around 790. Sorry, I meant to say 790 down here. Big top at around 790. As soon as we started holding that 80 area, same pattern, big breakout. So, and I mean, it's not like there's a huge short flow percentage on the stock or anything like that. It's just that when you have these multiple time frame breakouts, there's more eyes on it. You got swing traders watching it, you got investors watching it, you got day traders, you got, all eyes on it, and it can create a really big momentum type of move. So CRBP was momentum mover of the day. These are the types of charts that I don't recommend shorting into, but I'm going to show you what I look for when I do. Quite simply, just stay away from the whole front side of this move. I started to notice the rejection of 950, and when I would have got triggered in is when we failed to get back over 940 and then broke through 9 EMA. From there, it did fade nicely, but guys, the easy trade is the long trade here. Now, here's a plan for the afternoon. We got a little bit of a channel between 880 and 910. So throughout the afternoon, I'm going to try to stay away from this chop, but the more it can consolidate in this area, the better. And I'm thinking we're going to be able to find a late day move on this. It's easy to borrow, so if it turns out to be a short, then great. Everyone should be able to participate, but it's above VWAP, it's above 50 EMA. It's so far very bullish. So we'll be watching for a good consolidation and break from this range in the late afternoon. So that's kind of where we're at for the morning, guys. I hope you had a good morning. I'm just going to take a quick lunch break and come back to trade with you guys shortly. So yeah, great action out there today, guys. The watch list was on point, and a lot of good plays. So let's keep this momentum going into the close, guys, and I'll be back shortly.